So you're in a divorce and you want to know if you're in the kind of divorce that we call a high conflict case. That's the topic of today's video. Hi, my name is Sean Palmer. I'm with the Palmer Law Firm, and I've been practicing law in the great state of Texas for the last 19 years, exclusively in the area of family law. And you know, it only takes one determined spouse to make a regular divorce into a high conflict divorce. And I want to talk to you now about what are the likely factors that will make your case a high conflict case and why that's important. The first factor is if you are a parent with your soon-to-be ex-spouse and that parent is very controlling and decides there's only one way to parent, then your case may be a high conflict case. Another factor is that if your soon-to-be former spouse is a very angry person and wants to get back at you for perceived slights during the relationship, either before or during the marriage, or any other way is wanting to get some sort of revenge from you, then this may also be a high conflict case. And of course, the third factor is that if your soon-to-be former spouse has been abusive, either physically or emotionally or mentally to you during the marriage, then you're probably going to have a high conflict case. One of the common factors in all high conflict cases and why it's important to be able to identify whether it's a high conflict case is the factor of money. Because there is so much controversy going on during the case and so many issues that can't be resolved through amicable means, then your case is going to be more expensive than another case might otherwise be. Because your attorney is going to have to manage the conflict as it arises. There may be ancillary motions that have to come into play to make sure that the process is moving forward the way it normally should. One example would be that if your attorney is asking for documents from the other side and the other side is determined to make this a high conflict case and refuses to turn those documents over, well, your attorney is going to have to get the court to force your spouse to get those materials to him. So the other thing in making money come into play in a high conflict case is that early settlement is probably not going to be an option. Although you might be committed to mediation or other alternative dispute resolution methods, if your spouse isn't willing to do that, then you're kind of stuck. The playing field has been set out for you, and that playing field is actual court and going in front of a judge. And a lot of high conflict spouses won't respect any kind of settlement of the case except through a judge. And so that's where you're going to have to go. And of course, taking a case to court and presenting it in front of a judge or a jury is the most expensive way to resolve the dispute. So given that you're inevitably going to be going through this process in its most lengthy and expensive way, the best bit of advice I can give to you is to just mentally prepare yourself for that inevitable journey that you're going to have to go through, and go out and seek yourself counseling and take care of yourself emotionally and even physically. And then if you have children, make sure that they're getting the help that they need too. Because in a high conflict case, when you have a suit affecting parent-child relationship involved in the divorce, it's almost inevitable that the kids are going to be harmed in some way through the process, no matter what your determination is to prevent that, and even what the words coming out of the other parent's mouth saying that they're committed to not harming the children. If it is a high conflict case and they're dragging out every piece of that, then inevitably that's going to happen. So make sure your children also are getting what they need to help them through emotionally, mentally, and of course physically. But the last bit of advice I have, if you are in a high conflict case, is to make sure that you find yourself an attorney who is very comfortable in litigating a case and is willing to go all the way, because it's probably inevitable that that is exactly what's going to happen. Your case is going to go to court. So you need to find an attorney who's comfortable with litigation, who knows the judge, and is willing to go and do all that he needs to do to make sure that your case is resolved for the best outcome for you in front of a judge. So I wish you the best of luck if you are in a high conflict case, and if you have any questions about this video, please leave a comment below and we'll try to get to you. And I wish you the best of luck. Again, my name is Sean Palmer with the Palmer Law Firm, where we can't protect your heart, but we can protect your rights.